Call to order the meeting of the Stony Brook Community Development District. This is Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. The time is 6 p.m. and let the record reflect that all supervisors are present in person at roll call.
Thank you. Okay, we seem to have a lot of people here tonight, so let's just have one conversation at a time. Public comments. Is there anyone? Sharon, please come up. Remember, you have 5 minutes.
Hi, my name is Sharon Fenstermaker, and I've got a couple questions. I printed out all 66 pages that came from and is going to run through May the 1st of 2028. Would this be...
That's the golf course portion.
Correct.
Of the refinancing.
Correct. So, okay, correct. There's also a note, Series 2019 golf course note ending on February the 1st, and that would be 2024. Has that been paid in full?
Yes.
We're out from underneath that?
Paid this month, yeah.
Okie dokie.
That was golf course.
Yes.
For the bunker.
The sand traps, right?
Sand traps.
None of
Yes.
these bonds have anything to do with residents. These are golf course bonds.
Yes. Okay, but the bond that I'm most interested in, and in those 66 pages, I didn't see anything. So, from whom did you secure the bond to buy Duffy's, the infrastructure, and also the landscaping?
That went on the public market, so it's held by a public bondholder.
Okay, and you don't know who that...
I don't know off the top of my head. I've got 46 clients. They all have bonds, and there are all kinds of different investors out there. I could certainly look it up on Emma.
Could you?
I don't know it off the top of my head.
Okay, could you get that information to me? Okay, and what is the...
Likely it would be multiple owners.
Yeah, it's
It's a
multiple
municipal
owners.
bond.
Okay,
You could
what is the rate of interest?
It varies.
tiered.
Yeah, it is staggered. And again, I can look that up for you. It's actually in the amortization schedule. It's in the budget. That's on the CDD website.
Yeah, it's not-
Okay, and is all that information public?
It is.
So,
It's on the CDD website.
CDD website? Okie dokie. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have any comments? Okay. With that being said, John?
All right. Excuse me. Let's do the little things first. The back gate at the car barn got fixed yesterday, the vinyl gate. It's real nice now. We're taking some extra precautions to make sure that it doesn't happen again. It's a big, heavy gate, and when the wind catches it, it's hard to stop it. And then it's vinyl, so if it slams, it wants to crack. You know, we put the new flowers in since our last meeting. Doing really good. They look pretty.
They look nice.
Real
They
nice
look very
color.
nice.
Everything's going. We're having some deer issues on some spots, but we're spraying like a deer repellent on them. That makes it taste fun, bitter to them. So it's been working out pretty good. I checked that light at the pro shop. Remember, a gentleman came in here last meeting and said, "Hey, I live on the very end of Lancaster. And I went down there to the very end building, and I looked early in the morning, you know, and I could kind of see like what light it would have to have been. But as far as adjustments, I don't know what can be done. Maybe it could be tilted down a slight bit, but
Is it our light or Florida Power light?
it's in Duffy's parking lot.
Okay.
So I know which one it is. It's like the second one in from the end. I know which one it is. I think maybe just living there so long, you just notice something different, because it wasn't really that bright to me, but I don't live in the unit, so.
Right, okay.
If the lights be retrofitted, kind of like down on the island for the turtles and such, it's just like a little
Little hat
metal,
on it or
yeah, that
something.
could shield the, it's a condo, right?
Yes, yep.
The condo side,
Sure.
I mean, you've worked with the lighting.
Parking lot light pole, right?
Yeah, one of the, yeah, and I looked at it, Lisa, like, the light doesn't, it's not like pitching this way, you know, like aiming at it's like that, so I was looking at it like, man, well, I don't know what really could be done, maybe turn it, or, but we'll look out, I'll mark it for you, I'll put a piece of, like, tape or something on it, like pink tape or ribbon, there you go. That's the word I was looking for.
But you worked with the
Thank you.
lighting company before on the lights, so.
So I've had several residents come to me about the roads, about issues at their driveways. One gentleman had tracks, he was worried about tracks in his driveway. Another one, there was a hole like next to where they had to redo the valley gutter. And they said their neighbor had, you know, walks with a walker, so they're concerned for his well-being if he, you know, something like that. And Mr. Otto, there's a Mr. Otto on Burwich, I forget what, I think they hit his irrigation, if I'm not mistaken.
John, is that the one I sent you?
I think it is, which one was that?
I thought he was on Weymouth though. Just that had the photos.
I can't remember, it's been three or four. But I know, I told them all the same thing, I said, hey, we're gonna have some CDD members ride around, take a look at everything, make a list. So I don't know if these three addresses correlate to that list, but I brought them. And I just want, and I told them I'd speak on their behalf. I told them to come to the meeting, but all three of them said they couldn't make it. So
Okay.
I said I'd raise it, you know, bring it to everybody's attention.
Well, when we get to that part, you can give us the street
Okay.
numbers. Thank you.
We got some dog issues on the ball field. People are letting their dogs dig holes. It's gonna be a tripping hazard. We filled them in, they keep digging them. We fill them in, keep digging them. I haven't caught anybody doing it, you know, but it's happening. There's 2 spots. So maybe we can put like a mass email out just saying, hey, don't let your dog dig on the ball field. I don't know what else we can do. You know. Maybe put those cameras up over there.
Okay. I'll put together an email blast.
I'm just more worried about the tripping because it's on the ball field. There's a lot of soccer played out there. You know, I don't want somebody.
I'll do an email blast and have Nicole send it out.
Thank you. Golf course is in great condition. We've been hearing a lot of really good compliments, so that's awesome. You know, and I've been relaying that to the staff every time I hear one. They've been doing really good. As far as staffing, we're full on the golf course. We do have some people that are out though. We had one gentleman have an Achilles injury, wasn't at work, it was at home, but he's out for a while. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. Livia, she has an infection. She's still in the hospital. Hopefully everything's going to be good with her. I'll keep you updated with her. We're one short now. Well, we were one short on the common grounds. I had to let somebody go yesterday, but we hired somebody in their place. They'll be starting Tuesday.
John, excuse me just a second. The last meeting we talked about Todd taking over the,
Todd's doing really good with that. He's really helping out.
so he's running the common area.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's doing. Yeah, he's managing. You know, he's helped manage both of them. You know, golf
Right.
course and then Tyler's also been. It's been nice to help let Tyler take on some more responsibility too on the golf course.
Good.
You know, on that and just kind of shifting everything
He
forward.
seems really very diligent.
Very. We sent them up to Sarasota today, pick up some parts and stuff that we had to get. They couldn't ship to us because of like local, basically steel products. I guess they won't let a vendor ship it to another vendor's area type
Right,
thing.
okay.
So we had to go pick that up. I called Johnson Engineering today because I noticed that when they did the roads, I think it was Friday and Saturday night, they took those speed bumps and they just set them in the center median. I mean, that's completely unnecessary. Why would you set it on there and it's still there and it's killing the grass, you know, like, why? So I called Johnson and I said, hey, nobody's here. The guys are painting the road and they're spraying, you know, they didn't spill it, but I think they were testing their paint thing, their apparatus, whatever it is to paint the road. And it was just right there, and right in the entrance on the side of the road, there's a big old bunch of paint in the grass. Like, what? You know, so that's concerned me. You know, so I called him and I said, nobody's here. Do you know when this is going to get picked up? Nobody asked me to pick it up. I've been in contact twice with the road people, and they asked me to get rid of some concrete one time and asked me to shut off the irrigation the other night because it was on when they were doing that night paving. But nobody asked me to get rid of that or anything, so...
Well,
And Johnson said they're going to get it, so...
well, part of the deal is whatever they destroy, they have to fix, they have to replace.
And I also asked Johnson about, you know...
They are coming out to reinstall those.
They are, okay.
So then I asked Johnson about, is there any sod, you know, sod work going to be done? Is there anything, you know, and they assured me that there was, because if you look at the schedule at the end, it just says punch out list, so, you know, a lot of things can fall into that. And I just wanted to make sure, we do have the documentation, the pictures, the areas and stuff.
Because we know, I mean, at the meeting that I was at, they did say that the trucks would be going on the grass and tearing up the sod, and whatever sod was damaged, they were going to replace.
Yeah.
And that was the deal.
And then really, also, I do have, once again, this happened last year, maybe it's just I don't know how it's happened again, but we have 2 leases in the golf course that actually belong in common grounds. I sent Lucy an email today saying, hey, these belong in the common grounds, leases 115 and 116. It's the carts for the common grounds, and I forget what the other one was. I think it's the mowers for the common grounds. So, we need to get that shifted over. I noticed that. But other than that, the bathroom got fixed, the tile. We did that, temporarily got that fixed. Worked out real nice.
Okay. Someone was saying that the lock on the bathroom on 5, between 5 and 6 wasn't working. Can you have somebody check that?
Okay, well, I don't know how recent that was. Yeah, because we just changed them. We have change them every month. We have them on schedule to change them. So I don't. How long? Do you know how long ago that was?
About a week ago.
Okay, I'll have Todd take a look at that.
Okay, thank you.
And then also, I gave you guys, all the board members and stuff, these bids. One of them's already in the financials for the back gate. So Juniper submitted their bid, and then we got the one from Dorman and Morse still that's same as last month, hasn't changed.
I have to say I'm highly disappointed with Juniper, because when I contacted them, I said I wanted the berm listed and the sod, and they did not do either one of those things.
Right.
So at this point, having spoken with David Willems and, you know, the county, I would just assume go with Dorman. They've done tremendous work for us at this point. Chuck, do we have to get a second bid?
Not
Oh, we do have 2
Not for
bids.
this value.
Okay.
No, this is strictly up to you all.
We do have 2
We
bids.
do have
Just
2.
Juniper
We have
didn't
2.
really go to the specs we were asking, but
Right.
maybe that's what they're willing to do. So I guess that's
So-
what you have to assume.
That's what you have to assume. So I would like to, John, what else do you have anything else with this?
We skipped to 4.
No, I mean, here's the bids. You know, obviously they write. There's no berm.
Right.
Price for Juniper. No, I don't have. Nothing's really changed since we had these last meeting. You know.
Right.
We had the Dorman, and we're just waiting on Juniper to give us the monetary part of their bid.
Yeah, so, all right.
Dorman did out that back gate.
Dorman's done all this, all inclusive in the inside and then the back gate.
I'm thrilled with
He also does work on Port Rush. He's been in here for a long time.
Yeah.
That's how I met him, is actually that company. So they would do work on Port Rush.
Okay.
Yeah, they did the back gate or along the back wall.
and all this.
All, you know what I mean? From 7 all along, all the way up to 1
Yes,
T. So.
okay. All right, well, that's number 7, so,
Which, I don't know if you noticed, but this at the back gate, it's getting big quick.
yeah.
It's starting to really take off
Looks
now.
good.
The Clusa, yeah.
That's good.
so.
Also, we're cleaning out those areas we talked about between 11 and 12, those dead pines, we're cutting those down.
Okay.
And then, after that, I might have to bring somebody here to grind the stumps, because we don't have stumps. They're little ones, but still.
Yeah, we don't have it, so.
John, was there an issue at the bathroom, the ladies' bathroom on the 5th floor, between the 5th and 6th? Because yesterday a lady came up to me and said it was flooded.
I didn't hear anything. So if it was, I mean, I'll check it out.
Can you have someone check?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
John, can you just give an update on the Lynx Bridge USA? I think Don Ferrer's supposed to come back out, I think.
Yes, you're right. I thought that was a separate item, but,
Is it?
no. So Don will be out tomorrow, I think with Jacinto, his contractor. We have to look at number 13, because upon their inspection, they said that the pilings on 13 Bridge were pretty much not worth trying to save or use, so they want to turn that into a land bridge.
It's cheaper anyway.
And at the end of the day, I think it would be, but I don't know if the height is there. So what I mean by that, if you gotta, I don't know what the minimum size required pipe would be. I'm gonna assume 36 inches, two 36-inch pipes. That would just be safe. I mean, so, you know, that's this big. I don't know if you have 3 feet off the bottom of that, because if you notice, that bridge is real shallow.
I mean, if we're gonna start installing land bridges on stormwater ponds, you're gonna have to involve engineering.
So there you go. That answers that.
You're gonna have
Well,
swift line involved.
that's not necessarily a pond, we do need to, I was gonna bring this up, we do need to determine what that area is. It's not a pond, I mean, there's hardly ever water in it, maybe in the summertime. It's
probably.
It's linked to a pond, you know, so it could be,
So it needs to be reviewed by engineering and
probably swift line too then.
to apply to our permit, see what kind of impacts there may be or may not be, and make sure we get it designed properly, permitted properly. And yes, at least probably the village and then maybe the water management district.
So would it just
That didn't
be
sound very nice, did it? Man.
Well,
Council? What do you think?
Just start building dams, you get in
Yeah.
trouble. So.
So the next step would be, hey, there might be an added cost to what they've already bid for replacing pilings, which, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of not gonna be that, they're not big pilings, you know, they're not gonna be, I think 6-footers, maybe 3 foot in the ground, 3 foot out. I don't know, but they're not gonna be big ones, they're not gonna be like a 9, you have, those are 20, you know, plus foot long footers, those are pilings, those are huge.
Yeah, the issue I think we've got here is that's the bridge that receives the least amount of sun.
Yep.
It's the bridge that's gonna deteriorate
The quicker.
quickest, right? So if we're gonna need to redo it, my suggestion would be to probably put concrete pilings in there.
Fair enough, yeah.
I mean, we have the proposal for the bridge, we've got it
Right.
approved. I think we can still do this within budget. Option B may be very time consuming and with a lot of toll gates
Right.
in place.
Juice isn't worth the squeeze on that one. With that being said too, also the issue on that bridge is there's a small turn on it. There's a deviation, like a 22.5-degree turn, and that's a little tricky for them,
Yeah.
right? Because now they have to cut those panels at an angle and they have to match up. Also, when they came out with the first inspection, they noticed that on most of the bridges, the pilings weren't lined up. Like if you got down there and looked down the line, somewhere they all deviated a little bit, right? They weren't in a perfect. So now he said, I think this, when he comes out Wednesday, they're bringing this like infrared drone so they can pinpoint exactly where those pilings are. So when they create that on CAD, the bridges, they'll be able to match everything perfectly.
If we have to do new pilings, is there a way to maybe take some of that curve out?
That's what we're going to look at tomorrow. That's going to be, we're going to discuss, a lot of that meeting tomorrow is going to be about this bridge. We're going to meet there first and hash this out. And
What time you meet one?
11. So.
Because there's potentially some leeway there, maybe
Yeah.
that the bridge,
Yeah.
if we're replacing the pilings,
Could-
we could actually move the bridge
Well,
potentially.
all we would have to do is remove, like, just add some concrete, cut out some concrete over here and add it and just shift the cart path over. If you
Right.
get that
Right.
straight
That's what I
line,
mean.
you just work it at the ends, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Since we're replacing the pilings, we might as well.
You would have that action, yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
easy
I would think
enough to
that would
do.
be the better way to go. Let's straighten.
And I brought that up to Dawn, I said, hey, you know, I think there's enough room there to possibly make this a straight run. Because it's a short bridge, it just has that little
A
curve.
little nip,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really all I got.
Okay. John, I just have one question for you, and I may have forgotten. Did we get that piece of equipment to pick up the golf balls on 18?
Oh, yeah, I've been doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
okay.
we had to dedicate a cart, and we used mine, because we had to weld these brackets on there. But I go up there every morning, and I do it real quick. Literally takes me 5 minutes.
But it's
Been working, it works great.
It looks.
It does, it works, this thing works unexpectedly very well.
good. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure. Okay, cool. So,
Oh, there is one more thing that came up today.
sorry, your time is up. Yeah, fine.
There's a piling, and I took pictures, but I'll get them out. There's a piling on 18 seawall that's kind of blown out, and it's getting kind of worse, so that we need to think about, and then we went over and looked at 10, Todd and I, and there's an area there that's kind of blown out, not a piling, but part of the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And I know we don't want to talk about spending money, but they're 30 years old, right? Pushing 30 years old now.
That's all gonna be part of the renovation.
You know?
We don't need to duct tape it right now. Maybe we can't.
I don't know about that.
It's necessary.
I don't know what happens if that piling goes, how much of that wall's now, because what's happening is water's coming in as it rains, and it's just eating it away, you know. We don't have the ability to just put dirt there. If we just put dirt there, it's just gonna wash. We needed.
To blow out underneath?
No, somehow the piling itself is now pushing outward, away from the wall, and now where it joined that wall, those two walls join it, is this open gap, and then the dirt behind it's just blowing it, pushing it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Would you have DeSanto in tomorrow?
Absolutely, no, I planned on it. I absolutely planned on bringing him by and say, hey, is there something we could do on this too while you're here?
Thank you. I was going to suggest the same
No,
thing.
I was already, trust me, I'm already,
Okay, good.
but I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
No, I'm done.
Jeff?
Well, we've had some El Nino style weather early in the month of February, but looks like we've got a turn for the better. The next 10 days forecast is for warmer temperatures, no rain, a little bit of cloud cover, but no rain. So when we have good weather, we have good days. I mean, we'll have a little bit down from budget for February coming up, but we are gonna make more than we did the year before, so all in all, we're in good shape.
Well, and I'm sure you guys saw our cash balance as of last Friday was $604,000.
Yeah, we should be able to get that over $1 million by the end of April,
Okay.
so we should be in a really good place going forward.
And we are current with the accounts payable.
Yes, ma'am, we certainly are. By the way, if anybody saw accounts payable, there was a $67,000 charge in there for shutters for that bathroom on 5. It was meant to be $6,700. Lucy done a little typo, which I got them on Sunday night, actually. It was weird. She's sitting out saying, she must have been like behind the 8 ball a bit.
Yeah, I got a bunch of emails from her too on Sunday.
Yeah, and I looked at it, I'm like, what in the world? And then I realized, is this a typo?
My first thought was, what else are we shuttering?
Exactly. It was a big number there.
Yeah, but
Whose house are we doing?
they should be able to do that in the next month or so. Storm shutters, they've been real nice to us. They did a really good job around the snack bar, and they're doing that on the bathroom between 5 and 6, so we can put the water and ice machine there, and then we can secure it nightly to make sure that our little vandals don't get a hold of it.
And we can do away with the lock, right? That keeps malfunctioning.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We worked on a new phone system. Adam helped with that, and real nice company. They're gonna do my phones and John's, and they'll be linked together, and it's gonna be great. They're gonna come in Thursday, the 29th, so we're looking forward to that happening.
Excuse me just a second, Jeff, so everybody knows. If someone calls the maintenance for currently, if they call maintenance for a tea time, they were told you have to hang up and call this, or if they called the pro shop, about a maintenance question. They were told, hang up and call here, so this is going to alleviate that.
So we'll be able to link now together and just, boop, boop, send it right over there.
Thank you, Adam.
It's been really good. We've been working really hard, myself and Tyler Leone, on some inventory issues that we had. We went through a POS system, complete overhaul with what's called Golf Now 365. And it looks like we've got those problems under control. We had some coding issues from a couple of years ago. They created some issues where items that were not inventory items were coded as inventory items, such as rental clubs. And we got that, I think we've got that all squared away now, and we're gonna move forward with that. I gave you guys a calendar of events for April and May. A couple events on the calendar I wanted to bring to your attention. The 27th of April, Tommy Cummings, who is a resident here in the community, is working with a Gold Star mom. And you guys all know what Gold Star. We're really excited to have them out and do a real big event for them. And May 11th, we have Reese Across America, which, you know, is another veterans organization. And it just shows kind of like the commitment of the golf course and the community in helping the further community outside of Stony Brook and helping in creating charity and goodwill. We got the Shriners, Little League. You know, obviously, you know, we're making money off these events, but we are still helping with the charities, FGC baseball, so forth and so on. So here's a calendar for April and May. We're fairly busy for those events, and we're looking forward to that. And I think we're going to have a great finish to season. I think that March is going to be tremendous, and I think April is going to be just as good. I don't know if anybody in the room went to the outdoor music that we had at Duffy's, in conjunction with Duffy's. The band Chasing Denver, they were great. And we got another one coming April 12th. We got a young man, Ross Mead, another country folk kind of music guy, great singer. He's a one-man band, and I've heard him a couple times. He's really good. I think we'll enjoy him. That's the Friday of the Masters, so we'll do that in conjunction with that. And yeah, I think it was a great event. If you didn't make it, I suggest come out April 12th. The patio under the stars is really, really cool.
It was a good night.
Yeah. And as far as somebody asked about the fountains, we did have those lenses on. They were holiday lenses. They took them off Friday. They're white now. We can do them again for what John actually had the idea. Memorial Day through Labor Day.
Yes.
Do red, white, and blue. And I think we'll do that. So I'm gonna set that up.
Good idea.
And that's all I have.
Okay.
John, one question.
Yes, sir.
One thing we guys want to know, why, as a small question, why is the window of the snack shack always closed? I mean, I go by there 3 times a week, from 9 to 10, and then all the guys tell me that there's got to be a dozen people that they know sitting there after that the people want to, they don't know if anybody's in there, they say they walk away. I mean,
I don't know why it's closed.
I mean, it's always, there's a sign that says knock for assistance. I mean, is the place want to make any money, or, you know, I mean, it's just that there's so many people are turned away because.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Actually, I might be able to answer that. I think in the summertime, it's very hot.
Yeah, that was part of
This
it.
isn't summer now, Chris, this is.
Yeah.
No, I don't sit in there, so I can't answer that, but I would say,
Windows doesn't seem to have.
I don't know. I've knocked on the window.
Okay. Well, check it out, Jeff.
I'll find out.
Okay. Okay. That's it, Jeff, thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay, gutter repairs. Mr. Simonson,
Yes.
you were the one that went through.
My next door neighbor and I rode through the community looking at all the gutters. I'm sure you've seen the gutters of the concrete between the paving and the grass. I asked Chuck and the guy from Johnson's Engineering what the criteria was for fixing those. And he said if the crack was larger than a credit card, it should have been fixed. So there's 2 pages of properties that need to be fixed that we saw and documented.
Introduce Eric Howard with Johnson Engineering, the lead engineer.
How you doing today?
We talked for a second.
Eric Howard, Johnson Engineering, for the record. Do you know who you spoke with?
Talked to you.
You talked to me?
It was on a Friday evening.
Friday evening,
That's
okay.
a young guy going around the community in a truck.
Okay.
He's new with your company.
Yep.
And asked him questions. Sorry to throw him under the bus.
No, that's okay, that's okay.
He had no clue what was supposed to be fixed and what wasn't supposed to be fixed.
Basically, what was supposed to be fixed was what was on the plans.
But
I think that there was some oversight.
whoever looked at it and drew up those areas, I understand what they did, but they missed a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely some oversight. Structurally speaking, all of the curbs in general look good. There's none that are sinking. There's none that are where you can tell that they're just moving and settling down from heavy trucks. You can see where things have been damaged in the past from heavy trucks kind of running over them, and then you can also see some minor cracks from aging. We can have the contractor go back and pick up those extra curbs and repair those. There'll be some slight blemishes in the asphalt next to those. So if you want me to go through the list, I can quantify the linear feet, put a price to all of those things, and work through getting all of those done.
The ones that we picked, some of them were glaring. A bunch of them were 3 cracks and right next to each other, which are going to be destroyed eventually. Can they be patched?
So,
or do they have to dig them up and redo them?
In general, you need to cut them out and pour new concrete in them. By the time you patch them and all of those other things, typically those patches come out. For some of the larger cracks, there is so the smaller cracks, you can inject concrete and patch them.
Yeah.
So structurally speaking, they're all fine. We could look and do an evaluation on do we want to patch, do we want to do some injection on these to make them more presentable.
There's a couple drains too that have 2x4s that are still in the drain and they're concrete around them.
Okay.
And there's one drain where the concrete on the back of the drain is collapsing already.
So we do have to, so for the most part, they're done. They have some minor punch list items to do. There's some things that we know that they need to fix that we have a running list on. I don't have that list with me. One example is they still haven't done the saw cuts on the concrete sidewalk. I know that they need to go back and do those things. I spoke with the contractor today about scheduling a walkthrough. I said, hey, I don't want to schedule a walkthrough because we already know we have a whole list of stuff that you need to do. I'd rather you take care of the things that we know you need to do and then do a formal walkthrough. So if you want to provide that list to me of the things that you know about, we'll transmit that to the contractor and let him work through those things.
I'd like to see, you guys are the engineers, right? And like Supervisor Simonson said, he had some interaction with the person on site. As an engineer myself, that guy is not an engineer who was here on site. And what the specifications are one thing, I'm an aerospace engineer, not a concrete engineer, but the thing that is clear to me is, in addition to what's there and what was evaluated prior to the work being taken place, there's been some damage, like especially where the sidewalks kind of cross over, some of those gutters. So like, if there's damage that's been done by the contractor, do you have the documentation of the before and the after so that we can possibly have that repaired by the contractor who damaged it?
We may or may not have that documentation. I would say that the contractor that we have is a well-respected contractor. If it's pretty obvious, I think that it shouldn't be a big deal to get those things taken care of. There's one area that I think I was sent a picture up at the entrance where we have some ponding water. So when they were paving that the other night, and my inspector, and I've had two inspectors out here. I have had a young guy, and then I've had a well-seasoned inspector that definitely has lots of years of experience. So he was out here on that night when they were doing that work, and he so happened to notice a drain pipe that's on the back side of that curb that's basically plugged up, and then he saw the grate for that curb, the grate for that drain off in the landscaping. So, and I couldn't figure out the story of and I don't have the history personally here, although I could talk to some of my peers, but it looks like there was a repair done. It looks like when the facility was originally constructed, there was a drain problem. A drain was put in to capture that water. It was a small 4-inch pipe. Subsequently, some concrete work got done in that area. That concrete work took, and the way that concrete was done on that curb, it basically cut off the flow of water to that drain. So I think I'm gonna get with the contractor. I spoke to them today. We need to get that drain line cleaned out. We need to do a little cut in the curb, and we